On to Gonzaga men's basketball. This is going to be a big weekend for the Zags, not because they have a big game, not really because of Selection Sunday. It's more about what happens before that. Gonzaga is currently a 1 seed for now, but all that could change based on some conference tournaments this weekend. Selection Committee Chairman Bernard Muir told NCAA.com earlier today there are 7 teams currently vying for a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. He didn't say which teams, but here's my educated guess. Virginia, North Carolina, Kentucky, Gonzaga are currently 1 seeds. 2 seeds that are looking to grab a top spot are Duke, Tennessee, and LSU. Well, he said the head-to-head is important, but not the ultimate determining factor when it comes down to it. Overall resume is most important, so it'll be interesting to see how much weight Gonzaga's loss to current 2-seed Tennessee might matter, and also how important beating current 2-seed Duke matters too. If I had to guess, Gonzaga is probably the lowest 1 seed after losing to St. Mary's, though. A win in that game would have locked up a top spot in the West region, but alas. I think you do have to credit the fact that they beat all their regular season conference play opponents by double digits. The West Coast Conference has been better, and this year certainly helps the Zags with that too. Here's a big reason why you have to keep Gonzaga a number 1 seed for now. They have the 2nd highest NET rating. Now, the NET is the new tool the committee uses to rank teams based on how they play in certain games. On top of that, all their Quadrant 1 games are on the road or at neutral sites, and they came out of that with a winning record. That's probably the toughest Quad 1 schedule among teams at the top, in my opinion. Once again, I repeat, the WCC being better this year really helps that, and the road win against San Francisco would have probably not been considered a Quad 1 win last year. But is that enough? That's the big question. The problem for the Zags is they didn't win their conference tournament. When you're in the WCC, that's a problem if you're trying to get a 1 seed. All the teams around them have played more Quad 1 games, won more of them, and lost about the same amount of games overall as Gonzaga. And there are some major conference tournaments wrapping up this weekend that could bump Gonzaga off the 1 line. Duke could get a 1 seed if they win the ACC tournament. Same with Tennessee and LSU and the SEC. The thing to be concerned about if you're Gonzaga is a lot of the 1 seed teams might not even fall if they lose in their conference tournament semifinals or finals. Why? Because it'll be against top competition. Like, take the ACC for example. If North Carolina loses to a Duke or Virginia, could you really bump them off the 1 line? I mean, that would be considered a good loss. Plus, Virginia is probably a lock as a 1 seed in the tournament no matter what happens. We talk about teams being on the bubble, trying to get into the NCAA tournament, but there is a bubble for being a number 1 seed in this tournament. In my opinion, Gonzaga better be hoping teams like Tennessee, Duke, and LSU lose.